All right, hey, I haven't made a video in a long time. I really have been wanting to. I just seriously just haven't had time. I've been working on. I got my engine all done. I got my truck actually together, and already tested it by now. So I'll be racing here in a few weeks. Got some no prep races, maybe some dirt races. I'll throw some dyno videos in here. Finally got it all together. I don't even know where I left off on my videos, but I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. I think I'm just going to try to change this over to me talking about my racing stuff more and like just videos of racing and stuff. The educational stuff's fun, but it's just so time consuming and trying to decide how often to make videos because I'm constantly working on it. So it's like I could have made a video every day for 6 months probably. So it's just, I don't know, I just kind of got out of the groove of it, but I'm going to start making a few again here that I'm going to start racing. So I got to the dyno at Bischoff Engine Service. We made 727 horsepower at 6100 and 6200. Made the same horsepower for those 61 through 62. It made 727. And then the peak torque was also 727 foot-pounds of torque at around 40. I believe around 4,500 RPM, but I'd have to look at the dyno sheet. That should be there. It's usually about 1,500 RPM lower than your peak horsepower. But it was way up there on low-end torque, which was really good. So fast forward, got it in the truck. I got it running. I'll put a video of that here. Sounds really good. It seems to idle good. It starts a little fishy sometimes. You just gotta be careful with it, not to flood it with two carbs. All the squirters shooting fuel when you pump on it. And then I actually just this last week I was dialing in my main idle circuits on my carburetor. Both carburetors, and that's probably about the last thing I need to do. On the dyno, we stagger jetted it. We put O2s in every header tube. I don't know if I've made a video about that, but so we had 8 O2s. We stagger jetted every carb to where the O2s were good on every cylinder. It's really nice. That was probably worth about 15 horsepower alone doing that. And my goal was 750 horsepower, so I came 23 horsepower short. I don't know if my goal was just optimistic or if I just didn't if something wasn't working right. I didn't degree in the cam. I don't know if the cam was off on the degree a little bit. It's a 108. It made a lot of low end torque and power like a 108 should have. So I guess if I would have had like a 110 or 112 and it probably would have made another 10-15 horse up top. Depending on who you talk to. Some people say it's not much of a difference. Some people say it'd be 10-15. So I don't know, but either way, it's 727 horsepower and torque on pump gas, and it runs really good. I made 3 test hits at Edgewater last weekend. None of them were good. Well, the first one was like a shakedown pass. I ran like a 755 at 94 in the 8th mile. kind of rolling off the line and kind of going easy on it, and then short shifting about 1,000 RPM short. And then my second pass, I literally blew the tires off. Like completely, I couldn't drive around the water, and I just completely blew the tires off. It was bad. It felt like the front end was gonna come out from underneath it. Wheel hopping, the front was wheel hopping and stuff, so I had to get out of it there. I ran like a 753 at like 97. So I mean, the mile an hour was getting there. My best mile an hour before was 95 on a 733 or 731 at 95. So I ran like a 753, I believe, at 97. So I mean, it's got a lot more power now, obviously, with the mile an hour. And the smaller tires seem to help too. The lighter tires I have now compared to what I did before. I'm running 28 10.5 street tires now, 275/60, 15 hard tires. Like 420 treadwear hard tires. Before I was running like 265, 75 18s. They were like 32 inches tall. On 18 by 10, so they were really heavy and tall. So I got a lot better gear. But anyways, my third pass, I actually pulled into the burnout box, drove through the water with my front tires and put my rear tires in it in 4 high, and I actually did a 4-wheel drive burnout, which was pretty cool. It was actually pretty easy. It was like effortlessly in the water. You know, I kind of even just feathered it out of the hole, like got the tire spinning, and as I started moving, I kind of feathered into it, in and out of it a couple times, and it spun just like you would a 2-wheel drive. So I didn't get a good video of that. I really wish I would have. That would have been cool to see. It threw rubber all over off all 4 on my truck, so it must have been doing something. So I pull up there. I race like this old gasser style car, like jacked up in the front, and I was pretty close with him. I think I beat him to the 8th mile. I don't know, he might have had an issue, but it felt like it was hammering. It was definitely, in my opinion, just by feel, the fastest pass I've ever made. In the 8th mile, I ran an 11:75, I think, 70 something in the quarter mile, but I let off at the 8th and even hit my brakes. So I mean, I ran to the 8th and let off, and I still ran 11:70s in the quarter. So I mean, my best pass ever was 11:47 before. So I'm only 0.3 off of that, only running to the 8th. So I mean, it definitely has a lot in it. So I get to the end, and they said your time slip didn't print. So I'm like, oh, you know, I wanted to see that. They said go to the tower. So I went to the tower, and they gave me the wrong one. They gave me like my first pass or my second pass time slip. So I don't know what I ran. I tried to do math and guessing. I have no idea. It was hammering. If I had to guess, I ran probably 17s. You know, if I just was to guess, maybe 715 to 720 at probably 98, maybe 99. So no tuning, just 3 passes. That was it. It was crowded down there. So I mean, I don't really know where I'm at. I made a test hit on the road. I'll put that video here. Just kind of took off and let off to make sure everything was good. So that should be about it. I mean, as of what I know as of right now and what it runs, I don't really know. I mean, I was hoping for 7.0s and 100 miles per hour in the 8th, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll do that or not. We'll see. Maybe in a lot better weather, it probably will. Another 10th or 10th and a half, maybe 2/10 when it gets real cool this fall even. So I'd like to go back down to Edgewater then, and maybe they'll have the track prepped a little bit better, and I can try to try to, run a record pass. I think as right now, everything seems to be working. I'll just start racing. It doesn't really matter what it runs. It's just, I just got to beat the guy next to me. So that's where I'm at. It sounds good. It drives good. I've drove it quite a bit. It uses a lot of fuel now. I think I've dialed in the idle. It's helped a lot. These plugs are pretty gummed up. So I definitely had a rich idle I'm working on. It's getting better. So yeah, the 2 carburetor life's not that bad. I mean, I just drove it to the store a little bit ago, got groceries, drove home. So I mean, it's a nice drivable truck. It's a lot of fun with the small tires. They're a little bit softer now than I had, and they're a lot smaller. My gear's a little bit lower. It's a little bit high RPM cruising the highway, but it's not bad, and it pulls really hard now, like in drive. Before you hit it in drive, and it just kind of bogged down, kind of just slipped the converter. Now it just goes now. It runs really good, and even in 2-wheel drive, it runs really good compared to before. It would just spin. Now it takes quite a bit to spin. Those tires are a lot softer. You can actually get in it and kind of feel it pull you a little bit before it'll start spinning. So it's a lot of fun. So I'll probably just post an update after my first race, and I don't know when that'll be. I know July 10th and 11th at Salem, Indiana, the West End Drags. At the airport runway. That might end up being my first one. I wanted to be sooner than that, but it is what it is. There's always other things going on, it seems like. So I'll just I'll get there when I can, and the weekend after that, July 17th maybe. Yeah, it should be the 17th or 18th. I mean July 18th, because that'd be 8 days after the 10th, which is Friday of Salem. So yeah, the 18th, there's a race in like Morocco, Indiana. I think it's like US 42 drag strip. Something like that. I have to look again. But I'm locked in, $50 buy-in in like a daily truck class, hard tires only, and I think I can do some really good in there. Hopefully maybe win some money in that one. So those are my 2 races right now. As of right now, scheduled July 10th and 11th, and then July 18th. So I'll just keep you updated. If I race sooner than that, I'll make some videos. If I can get someone to go with me to some races, I'll have them video. I got some friends that can go with me. If nobody's busy, I'll see if someone can go with me. If I go by myself, I'm not going to be able to video. So, but we'll just see. We'll just play it by ear. So, but yeah, that should be about it for now. Thanks for watching, and just subscribe so you can keep up to date. And I'll just post some more videos when I have time. All right, thanks.